Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you today, and special thanks to BTC Fiber, our host and of our program, and we thank them very much for sponsoring our program. Today we have with us Anna Fay Heard with the Sequatchie County Cancer Network. And Anna Fay, it's good to have you, and for the second time.
Thank you.
So we want to talk a lot about the Cancer Network, because we know you've run short of money because of your fundraisers, like the Hee-Haw. And do you have anything planned with Hee-Haw?
Well, we're still it's up in the air, but we're talking about looking toward Christmas. You know, one year we had a Christmas and everybody really enjoyed it, and that's such a busy time that we haven't done it anymore. But we may have to go that direction, and if we get to, it'll be like last of November, right before December, because you have more time.
Right.
And it's just according to whether we can get that many people in the auditorium, sitting in that close together, whether they'll let us or not. So, but that's in our thoughts right now, is what we're looking at. But then, like someone said, and maybe y'all mentioned it before, like putting on a hee-haw and no audience, and having people send their donations and things in, and just different things like that. That's an option, looking at doing that.
That could be a situation where we could do a viral.
Yes.
And people, I'm sure people would get into that as well.
Probably so. We hadn't even thought about that, but that's really, and we have a meeting. Our meetings are the second Monday of every month, and we're going to bring that up this meeting that's in 2 weeks, and discuss that option of maybe having something like that. I know people, Marlene sends out to all the businesses, and they are so good at sending back in their donations, to sponsor the Hee-Haw. And that's how we make a big percent of our money.
Right.
And then the tickets, selling the tickets. So, but this has been a rough year, for everybody, and that does anything with having to have things to make money, because there's no way of doing with no crowds,
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, this year's been different for everybody, as you mentioned, and
true.
Maybe it's caused a lot of us to think on some things.
Yeah.
And look at things in other ways, like
that's true.
Worship services have had to change the way they go about doing things.
Yes.
So, maybe it's a good thing in one way.
It could be, and families learning to get along, be in the same house with each other.
Well, and if you also did this viral, that would give opportunity to people maybe who live out of town, out of state, that they could watch, and then they could send in their donations.
I'm glad someone brought that up, because that's a good way to look at it. I hadn't even thought about that. And older people that might be enjoying it from their home that never get to go,
Exactly.
if somebody doesn't bring them. Because they said, had we ever thought about having one on a Sunday afternoon for people that don't drive at night, And we were even considering that, talking about that. But there's things to look at now and for us to do. But, and also, at our next meeting, we're going to look at having a large breakfast. A lot of people loves those big breakfasts.
Oh, yeah.
And we hadn't, we always have been having it, the electric co-op has been so good for 2 or 3 years, giving us that. And we had it about the third weekend of October. And with this virus, I don't think they're going to this time. So we're looking at maybe getting our First Baptist Church right there in the middle of town, using their kitchen and having one. And we were going to have it, and the church is taking that weekend, but I think it'll be the last Saturday in October. So everybody look for that and see it advertised that things don't change, that's when the breakfast will be. So.
Well, every time I've gone to those breakfasts, I've always had to wait till something else got cooked, because you're staying busy.
I know, it stays so busy.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. So that we usually come up about over 2,000 with that, so that'll be a good thing. And we're having people. We had a sizable donation not long ago from this man in town that hadn't been given. He wanted to find out if we still had that going, and we said yes, and gave us a good donation and memorials. People, it's terrible to have to say that, but people die, and a lot of people want to give their, in memory of their loved ones, to us, and that's good. But anything we can make money of, because boy, we're giving the money out. We've got several. This last month we didn't have as many. That's about three or four. Some months we have 8, and that's like a lot of money we give out, because we were giving 8,000, to individuals with that. We give it to when they're going to treatments. That's when we give the money, because that costs a lot to go across the mountain with their gas, their eats, and everything. And that's when, and then they can wait 3 months, and then they can apply again. But it's only when we help the people when they're in treatments, because they're not getting to work or anything. And a lot of people lose their homes, over all of this. You know how expensive it is. So, but that's where we're at right now. So. Well,
and I think most everybody knows all the money stays local.
Yes. They live here. We look, and it's our Sequatchie County people. They have to live in Sequatchie County for us to help. And it's like I told you before, how Bledsoe County's working on. They are doing good. Not got up as much and given as much as we do, but they haven't been doing it as long either. So they've just had 2 years, I think. But they're helping their cancer patients. Each county needs to be aware of all the cancer going on and get something to help those people. Because, might have told you before that American Cancer Society used to help people with a lot of things, but most of theirs is going for research now. Because my mother-in-law, they helped her. She didn't have all those bills because she couldn't afford it when she died of cancer, but that was years ago, and they've changed so much now that they're just mainly going for research, and that's how this got started. Corlew Cookston wanted to have help or something to help some people, and they said, we don't do that. And so that's why she said, well, we'll just have one ourselves and help our people. So that's how it got started. So.
Well, that's been a good thing all these years.
It's been a good thing.
I know
30 years, I think, now. So.
And I know y'all have raised thousands and thousands of dollars throughout the years.
Giving it. And see, usually we probably be safe in saying in the year, with the breakfast, with the hee-haw and everything, usually we have around 40-something thousand. Because hee-haw alone brings in about, I think last year when everything was turned in, was about 35,000.
Right.
And that's boy, we miss it this year,
Right.
We don't get to have it, but we just having to make do and watch our finances and do with what we've got. But we'll get by.
Well, so, I know you mentioned hee-haw. I know a lot of people, when they've paid at the gate, they
give more money.
Yeah, they give more money. It's to them. It's not the money.
It's what it's going for. Yeah, that's
right.
True. And every family, you don't find a family anywhere that doesn't have cancer in their family.
No.
And some people are fortunate with insurance and all that they have the means that it pays for it. But so many people don't. So.
Right, they just don't have the money to buy that type of insurance.
No, true. It's so expensive.
Right.
If you don't have it through your jobs and things, it's getting worse. Getting higher all the time.
Yeah, it sure is.
But we appreciate anything everybody can give us.
Well, let's see. Now, I think the other day you mentioned about apple pies or something.
Oh, that's right. That's what we're going to discuss too. If we can have a night of cooking all those apple pies and getting rid of those, and they go fast.
I bet they do.
We hadn't done it in a long time because Jewel's one of our main, Jewel Walker. She's our good pie maker, Nelda Keener, and it's a lot of work, but we'll get brave enough to get it going pretty soon. So, watch for that too. We usually, Citizens Bank, Mountain Valley Banks, all these banks that help us get rid of them, they're good, so we'll try to do that coming up pretty soon.
Well, and, with this park here, you could do a walk and see if people could raise money that way.
Yeah, yeah. We do that in American Business Women. We have a walk.
Yeah.
But we hadn't ever done that with cancer. It's an idea.
And then you have all your pies and stuff over there on the tables, and
well, that'd go fast.
Yeah, it would.
That's go fast. That'd be good.
That might be an idea.
That would be an idea.
Because I know, like I say, with the way times are now, things have changed.
Yeah.
Everybody's open to a lot of things.
Oh, I know.
You know.
Any good ideas out there? If you got good ideas, call us. Call the beauty shop and tell me your ideas. Any way that we can make money, it'd be great. See, when we do get to have hee-haw, what brings in close to $5,000 was all these silent auctions. You know, people have given us things to auction off, and that brings in a lot of money. So. And
it's nice things too. Yeah. It's not just cheap stuff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I guess I told you, we hope she makes another one. For 2 years, we've made like $1,600 on this quilt that Devote Along makes, and it's a quilt for cancer. Each square, the different kind of cancer, and we've made all that money. And I told you before that when we draw it at the last night of Hee-Haw, both times it's been cancer survivors that have won, and that's wonderful. It means a lot to them, you know, to get that. So, but that's a good way of making money. So maybe she'll do it again for us.
Well, and you know, talking about the cancers, there's so many cancers now.
Yeah.
A lot more than when you and I were growing up that we just didn't hear of.
You heard of breast cancer all the time.
Yeah.
That's but man alive, and colon cancer. My sister's just survived from colon cancer. That's one that's scary. So, but like it's so many kinds of cancer. So, but
well, I know recently this preacher that I know in Knoxville, he wasn't feeling well, so he went to his doctor and found out he had stage 4 cancer all over.
See,
and didn't realize. I mean, he felt okay, and just felt
And when it starts, that's what they say. Call it a silent killer, unless you find it accidentally from going to the doctor for something else. It has gotten you before you know it. You know, when you start having the pain, it's just about too late. So, but everybody should be checked or be aware of your body. You know, we know our bodies. If something don't feel right, check it out. It's better be safe than sorry. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I like surprises.
People wait too late.
I like surprises, but only on my birthday.
That's right. That's right. Very good.
But you're right. You know, we need more people need to get checked on a regular basis.
Right. Don't put it off.
I know a lot of people, for some reason, don't want to do that.
No.
They don't want the doctors to examine them.
True.
But it's better safe than sorry.
Everything that looks suspicious, go get it checked out. So.
And because I know I've had some cancers on my liver before I had my transplant.
That's right. Up. You did have a transplant.
And so they took those out.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Good.
So
wonderful.
Everything's going well, so I can't complain. Didn't take out the meanness out of me.
We'll pray about that.
Yeah. But and talking about praying, there's people that probably you sit near or next to at church that has cancer. You don't know.
You don't even know it.
No. And we need to consider ourselves blessed each and every day, but think of all the others as well.
True.
And think about them. Well, maybe we can get those apple pies.
We'll get all these things going.
And
make us some money.
And maybe that walk might be a pretty good.
I'll bring that up.
And then the breakfast, I think that's always been a good
And let me tell you while we're here about a lot of people that doesn't know this exists. We're always so shocked that people, as long as we've been going on with this, that they didn't even know we do this for people.
Right.
And if you know someone out there that has cancer and needing help, just call the beauty shop, 949-2100, or go by Citizens Bank And Ann Smith has the forms to fill out. You take it to you fill the front out. Then you take it and your doctor, get his signature and what kind of cancer they have and what treatments they're in, and then turn it back into us. And when we have our meeting, that's what we, then we get the money to them. So always put your phone number and everything down and what you can be reached.
Well, and people also need to know that sometimes if you do get cancer, it's not a end of life thing sometimes, because if you catch it early enough, you can get that squared away and be
so
cancer free.
So many things out there now to treat people. Yes.
And it's not all the heavy chemo that I know that chemo makes a lot of people sick.
Yes.
And it really bothers them. But then there's other treatments out there that are not as severe.
True.
And so people shouldn't be afraid to take the treatments simply because it's going to make them sick.
Yes.
Because their treatment may not make you sick.
Yeah. So it's a lot to think about, but be sure and be on your toes and check it out. Well,
let's look forward to all that breakfast, and I'll be there for sure.
Okay.
And the apple pies. You can count me in on that.
And keep tabs. We'll really be advertising if we get to do any kind of hee-haw thing that we get to do. They had all the music set up and everything worked out before all this happened. But of course, if we have a Christmas, we'll be redoing some things. So, but just keep your ears open for everything that's coming up for us.
And if anyone out there has any ideas for them, suggestions on other money makers they could do, give them a call.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to do that, because I'm sure they'll take it.
We'll be glad to take it.
And if you want to help, you can always call Anna Fay, and she can get you involved with whatever you need to do. There's plenty of things to do locally to be involved. You don't have to wait to be asked.
True. We need all the help we can get.
And there's always a good number of people involved. I've witnessed that myself. But if you want to be involved, this is a thing to be involved with.
Thank you, Glenn, for having me.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Anna Fay, and folks, we appreciate you listening to us. Again, look for us on BTC Fiber YouTube page. We'll have this coming out in a few days, so look for it. We appreciate you and your time. Appreciate BTC Fiber for sponsoring us. Thank you.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.